This is Aaron the avatar. He's your customer avatar. And Aaron, unfortunately, is bombarded with ads every single day. He scrolls in the timeline only to see ad after ad after ad. And he's pretty much become immune to it. So what should you do? Well, it's very simple. If you want to get Aaron's attention, you need to punch him in the nuts. That is the only way that you are going to get his credit card information and get him to buy is by punching him in the nuts. Now, here's the thing. That may sound a little bit alarming, but by punching him in the nuts, what you're really doing is smacking the pay attention button in his brain. And this pay attention button is actually evolved for survival. You see, the mind is constantly scanning the environment for whether or not what's in front of it is a threat or not. And when the mind sees a perceived threat, it thinks danger, bad, no. And cortisol levels go up along with adrenaline levels. This is what you see whenever someone looks at their bank account balance and maybe isn't happy with the number there. Or perhaps maybe someone sees in the mirror that they've put on a little bit too much weight. That's a perceived threat, danger, bad, no. Cortisol levels go up, stress goes up, and now we have a perceived threat. So when it comes to our friend Aaron the avatar, who's constantly scrolling on social media all day long, we have to use perceived threats to capture his attention. Because here's the thing, Aaron is a little delusional, and most people in most markets are. In fact, most human beings are fairly delusional. But Aaron, in this case, he says things like, I'm happy single. Let's just say we're selling a dating coaching offer or something like that. So you see, his delusion is a defense mechanism. When he sees an attractive woman across from him, he just says, not my type, right? And that's just his delusion making it present. He actually is attracted to that girl, but in all reality, he's just kind of scared to approach her and talk to her, and he doesn't want to get rejected. And here's the thing, that defense mechanism of being delusional, it works pretty well up until when it doesn't. Because there are moments when Aaron's defenses drop and he's extremely vulnerable. For example, him coming home and seeing that the empty house has always been empty and always will be empty and is very dark and is very cold, and there's no one ever excited to see him. And Aaron breaks down crying, sad, wondering what went wrong. And during this moment filled with visceral emotions, Aaron's insecurities finally surface, and he's able to confront them, see them, and understand that they're very real and that his defense mechanism won't work. And you see, these insecurities really are wrapped around what we like to call the 9 motives. You see, there's only 9 things that people will do anything for: love, materialism, sex, self-preservation, freedom of body and mind, revenge, fear, self-expression, and recognition. These are the only reasons why anyone does anything. So maybe what it is that his insecurity is based on love and that he doesn't have enough love in his life and he hasn't felt love in years. Maybe it's sex. Maybe he's just a horn dog and has not had sex in years and is just feeling sexually very frustrated. Or maybe it's the looming fear that he's never actually going to have kids and he's the last in his family. Everyone else has died, and with him, his bloodline dies. Or perhaps it's just recognition. He hasn't gotten anyone to compliment him in years and he just feels kind of like a loser. Whatever the motive is, it's unclear to us, but it's very clear to Aaron. And so the best that we can do is through our advertising, test which motive is going to get him to act. And we do this by showing him real circumstances that he can relate with. For instance, him coming home and realizing that he's alone, and he has been alone for a very long time. We can go recreate that in an ad with other actors and avatars, or even just through a stick figure drawing like what you're watching right now. And Aaron, he's going to see that and go, that's kind of what I experienced the other day. And at that moment, when he sees his vulnerability come to the surface and he decides to get honest with himself, he's going to let out a sigh, and boom, just like that, he's booked a sales call. And for the first time in a long, long time, Aaron is finally honest about his problems.
And that, my friends, is what good marketing does. It gets people to be honest with their current situation. It gets people to be honest with where they want to go. And you may be thinking to yourself right now, Nick, why are you walking on a treadmill right now while you're on camera? Well, because I want to help illustrate this point with a story about a good friend of mine. I went on a trip with a good friend of mine. We went swimming, and at one point, he just looked me dead in my eyes and said, hey man, you got way too much belly fat. You need to lose some weight. And at first, I was kind of like, the heck? But then I started thinking more about it, and I realized, man, how grateful am I that this friend of mine had the balls to say that to me. How few people would ever say that to me in my life. My mom won't even say that to me. And so, well, no, she would definitely. But anyways, this is the point, is that I love that friend. In fact, I gained more respect for him because he told me the truth even though it hurt. And that is the type of friend that you need to be to your market. You tell them the truth even if it hurts. Tell them they're being a shitty dog owner. Tell them they're being a bad husband. Tell them they're not respecting themselves. Tell them the truth, because the truth is what will set them free. The truth is what will get them to finally make a decision to buy your product. The more truth you weave into your marketing, the better it's going to be. And you may look at what I'm saying today and think, this is manipulative, this is dark, or whatever. First of all, my friend, manipulation is neutral, okay? Me picking up this cup and putting it down again, that's manipulation, okay? I just manipulated the cup up in the air and put it back down. If I were to take this cup and bash someone's head in with it, okay, now that's negative manipulation. But if I were to pour this with some coffee and hand it to you and talk with you about your life, now it's a positive form of manipulation. So let's first get that out of the way. Manipulation is entirely neutral. The second thing is you feeling like this may be a little dark. I'm going to tell you what's really dark. Is you being too timid to tell the truth to your prospect. And someone who has a less superior product than you, they don't pull their punches and they do tell the truth and they get the customer while you're dilly-dallying around talking about features and benefits and shit like that. People buy because of emotions. And if you want to get better at weaving emotions into your marketing to get people to get honest with themselves, I've put together a free guide that will show you exactly how to do that. It breaks down the psychology of everything. It gives you the exact ChatGPT prompts that you can run your copy through to improve, and it'll show you once and for all how to use visceral emotions to get people to whip out their wallet and finally get honest with themselves and buy the product that's going to transform their lives. Your product. So if you want access to that free resource, all you got to do is click the link in the description down below, fill out your information, and then it'll be in your inbox within a couple minutes. So hope you found this video useful. All the best. Bye now.